Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
All right, Daniel, just switched you on. I know we've had some scholars and some people reaching out because they want to learn a little bit more about the universe because, they live on some of those planets that don't really get out to the majority of what's out there. So I figured we could record this and I think it'd be pretty good to have.
Yeah, give people an idea of the state of the universe and understand how things fit together.
Okay, so here's a crash course in Warhammer 40,000 and the crazy universe that you live in right now.
Yeah, it's
all
good to
around
know
you.
Because if you leave your planet, it just gets worse. Gets a lot worse.
So there was lots of stuff that happened in the past, but we're going to focus on the last 40,000 years. Essentially, the mankind, now called the Imperium of Man, expanded out in the stars. There were ups and downs and great crusades and stuff like that.
Yeah, good times, bad times.
There was a giant heresy that happened, a very big civil war within the Imperium of Man that caused certain factions to split and caused the man himself called the Emperor to be mortally wounded, and now
he's not dead. He didn't lose.
Maybe dead, maybe alive.
No.
Now, as we all know, the Emperor of Mankind, who we all worship and we all love across the Imperium.
He is the god that we all worship as humans.
He's the god emperor and the protector of all mankind. So, as we all know, he cannot lose. He just, got hurt a little bit. And now he's...
Right, he's healing. Healing.
Healing on that golden throne back on Terra.
So then there's lots of aliens that are all over the place. Space orcs, very advanced races, very old advanced races.
Yeah,
and they pretty much all want to kill us is sort of the thing. Partially maybe because we tried to kill them first, but they were asking for it.
Yeah, of course. So let's run through the list. We've got space orcs, like we talked about, which are just these brutal, big, green, bad dudes that just want to punch everything and mess everything up. We got space elves, basically, which are called Eldar or Eldari.
And there's many different factions of them as well. There's some that you would call good, maybe. There's clowns, and then there's definitely super evil ones.
I mean, they're not actual clowns, but they dress like clowns.
They're called harlequins.
Yeah.
They have bright colors.
They're like ninja clowns. Anyways, there's also these ancient robot aliens called Necrons. They basically look like... Have you ever seen this old data slate called The Terminator or Terminator 2, I think?
Yes.
They
I try not to watch any of the other ones.
Yeah, it's good. It's filled with heresy. They're basically pretty terrifying. They just want to kill everybody.
And then, ironically, two of the most recent races, you have the ones called the Young, which are Tau. They're blue, they have no noses, but they're super highly advanced. And this is unusual because they advanced in a very short period, unlike most of the races in the galaxy.
They've got big robot suits. They feel very
Gundam-y.
Yeah, I was going to say very anime. If I feel like that, I don't know what that word means, but I've been told that they seem very anime.
During the Age of Strife, during that time when we lost a lot of technology and contact with the universe.
And then, of course, the friendliest, most teddy-berry race called the Tyranids, which are giant space locusts from beyond the galaxy that devour everything in their path.
Yeah, they basically look like they're just giant bugs. They're just terrifying.
Man-sized or larger bugs.
Yeah.
From outer space.
Rough.
So all of those terrible things exist out there in the universe that want us dead. There is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
But wait, Daniel, you forgot. There's also a giant side space, subspace, and Terran space that has literal demons in it.
Oh yeah, there's also demons.
Yeah.
Outside of the aliens that want to kill us, there's a place that's essentially called Hell. We travel through it to go through the stars. It's called the Warp. We figured out the quickest way to travel through space is to just go through Hell, but turns out that made the people in Hell sort of mad.
Yeah, they got really mad about that. And now they come out in all different shapes and sizes, whether they be like small little demons that whisper in your ear to big literal demons that spit acid and kill things. And
turns out mortals have these tasty things called souls, and demons want them really bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds. Really, demons, to give you a crash course, are broken up into 4 different factions. You have these gross demons that kind of look like garbage and pus. They're from this chaos god called Nurgle. There's demons that all they want to do is create blood and war and battle, and they're basically demons from this chaos god called Khorne. There's more craftier demons that are from the chaos god of kind of like wisdom and strategies, the chaos god Zench. And then there's the, the sexy god who's all about ecstasy
pleasure,
and
the Lord
pleasure.
of Pleasure.
Called
they have
Slanesh.
such sights to show you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Daniel, we're gonna have to check your data banks. That's,
No.
you shouldn't
I
be
was just
saying
quoting an
stuff like
old thing.
The only chaos god that actually welcomes you into his domain. He's very androgynous.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
Slanesh.
But you don't need to know all of that.
Yeah,
You just need to know that there's demons and they're bad. That's mostly what you
Now,
need to know.
some people have theorized that there's a fifth chaos god, the chaos god of architecture named Gozer. But, we're not entirely sure that exists. But, yeah, so that's out there as well.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's aliens that want us dead, all sorts of different aliens. There's demons, all sorts of different demons that want us dead. And the Imperium of Man has to have a huge army that's fighting against all of these bad things all the time. And they also have what are known as inquisitors who make sure that people aren't worshiping the demons and keep the demons from coming out.
Yeah.
Or dealing with aliens, or
Oh yeah, you shouldn't talk to aliens either.
Yeah,
They're
shouldn't do
bad.
that either. Now, Inquisitors, they're like big leadership figures. Like, they can kind of go to different planets and different systems, and they kind of have authority over, like, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even like the royalty that rule those planets.
Even they're able to call upon the angels of death, the chosen of the emperor, known as Space Marines.
Yes, these big, massive, hulking, like they're 9-10 feet tall in power
They're-
armor.
Yeah, they're genetically enhanced humans. They're superhuman, and they have like extra organs and all this other crazy
Yeah.
stuff. They're very difficult to kill.
Yeah, they're sort of the only reason that we're able to survive so long is because we have these super soldiers to fight against all the terrible things out there.
Yeah, beyond the trillions and trillions of conscripted or volunteer humans that fight in the regular army against all of these horrors.
Now, we also have a couple of things on our side that do help us, but the enemy does too. Like we talked about, we travel through the warp or hell to get to different parts of the universe, but because we've tapped into the warp so many times, we actually can draw from it and use it for psychic powers.
Yes.
These people who can do this are actually known as psychers. They, it's kind of like in old data slates. They used to have this thing called magic. It's kind of like that, but psychic.
If this were imagine if this was a story about Dungeons and Dragons, they would be wizards.
They would be. I guess you're right.
Yeah,
Yes.
but this isn't about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
That's
no,
silly.
not at all. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a story about, aliens and demons and
I wish it was just Dungeons and Dragons.
and warring imperial factions because, humans also don't play well with each other. Really, your enemy is literally anything that can be in front of you and talks or doesn't talk.
Enemies without, enemies within, and enemies beyond, you might say?
Yeah, just like that.
But yeah, so we're in this universe that's awful. It's just awful, but we're just trying to survive and make do, and we're working for a couple different people. We just gotta, you gotta have a job, you gotta get paid, you gotta be able to eat.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
I agree.
But anyway, that's 40K.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty quick too, I'd say. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. No further details whatsoever. It's not like it's a universe that expands thousands of books and games and things that you can just understand in a few minutes.
I think we generally, though, let people know what's going on. It
I would
makes
agree.
sense. All you need to know is there's a bunch of mean aliens and demons, and we fight them. That's pretty much
And
it.
humanity will prevail.
Humanity will prevail thanks to the protection of the Emperor. He's got our backs. And he's definitely not dead.
I really hope so.
All right, turning you off, Daniel.